Motherfucker.
Hold up, I hope y'all watching this shit.
First round, real quick.
People that are in those training rooms with him know how good
Because he just knocks dudes out real quick in the first round.
Yeah, but now we're gonna get a good. I might fuck with this guy. He just, to me,
They're
I thought he was a con artist,
they're-
just based off his look.
They're at edge.
Holy shit! What the hell just happened? I'm in the middle and got them both on each side of me.
We're live.
In living color.
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo's Wrestling Room. Got a couple guests in here tonight. Got a regular guy, Eric, over here.
What's up, guys?
Then we got Dccw owner, Terry Kuhns,
What's
Coon
up?
Dog. And then we got the head of security, Roger Little, over here. How's it going, guys?
All right, man. How you doing tonight, bub?
Got
Doing
big
very
Roger
well. It's a
Little.
pleasure. Pleasure being here. Thank you for the invite.
You got an awesome setup, dude. That's all I'm gonna
Thank
say.
Yeah, your last name don't go with you real great.
Funny story, or a little quick one. I love singing karaoke at Champs here in town. Cheap plug. And there's a older gentleman that I became friends with. His name's Roger, but he's a little shorter than me, so he's Roger Big, and I'm Little Roger. And nobody gets the joke because they don't know my last name.
Little John, Big John.
Yeah, Little John, Big John. Because I got this knife, Little John.
That's right.
Is that like a Big Raj and Little Terry over here? I
Yeah.
always see you
Yeah.
putting that on.
Yeah, you got. Yeah, you've seen those.
There's a good reason why that it's Big Rod. Yeah. But yeah. So how'd you guys? Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Well, how long have you been in the wrestling business?
Probably. Let me think. Altogether, about 3 years. About 3 years with DCCW or professional wrestling. Now, what you would consider amateur or what we seen growing up, quite a few years. But talking about professional, about 3 years.
About 3 years.
I started in 2019, day one with DCCW. I was there for about 6 months, and then just life happened, COVID happened. I took a hiatus, and then I came back this year.
Yeah, but he's still been with us. You know what I mean? It just took a little time off, but it's okay.
So what got you into the whole wrestling scene in the first place? Like,
Can I hold this?
passion?
No. No, what it was the way it started out for me, it wasn't DCCW. The Muncie Delaware County Senior Center was needing to raise money for like dances, all this other stuff. And I said, well, I'll run something. So I was going to do a sock hop, a concert. And a friend of mine, which I'm going to plug him, Aaron Hensley, he's like, hey, Coon Dog, run a wrestling show. And I'm like, come on, dude. First thing I watched was a midget wrestling show on YouTube.
Yeah.
I thought, this ain't going to work. So, well, Aaron kept talking to me, and I thought, well, it'll work. So I went out, got the building, the senior center, and sold 210 tickets by myself. And Aaron sold 6, and I sold 204 tickets. So packed the house because capacity there was only 175. You didn't hear that, code enforcement. But anyway,
They did now.
so a bunch of people came, wrestlers. That's where, and it's so ironic that to go into another question, which I know it'll come to, is the Mike King, Jared Bird. Well, the professionalism is ladies man Mike King.
Right.
On a promotion booker side, it's to me it's Jared Bird. But about 3 weeks before that show, no, 3 months, sorry, about 3 months before that show, Kevin Ravenstein had me and Jared, not realizing it was Jared, over at his house working on a derby car, and not realizing 3 months from that date, we'd been running a show with him. Jared ended up coming to the show. He came out of the curtain. Kevin jumps up. Oh, man, dude, and I'm like, oh, man, this is cool. So me and Jared kind of took off, and, the passion I think it is more.
It was love at first sight.
It was. Wasn't it? But, I mean, it started out with
They both saw the
Marker
beach
t-shirts.
scene running on the beach, slow motion at each other.
Terry's cornrows.
cornrows. But, I mean, other than that, man, it was awesome, dude. And ever since, the ride's been cool.
Like, where'd you get the ring and the wrestlers from for that show?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell that story. I'm glad you told it. And a guy, because I went to, I won't say names, but I'm going to say it. But anyway, not in a bad way. a guy I tried to hook up with told me, "Hey man, I need $1,800 to run your show." After I got a little bit into the business, I thought, man, you need $1,800 for what? I mean, hell, you can run a show on, $1,000, $1,200, Dude was trying to take from me. Well, they end up that night, man. We ran the show. We cleared $2,250, $2,200, $50, $2,250. He goes, "Hey man, it's cool. Go ahead and put that broom up and do what you're going to do. I'll be out in the parking lot waiting on you." I walked straight out the door, dude. There went his truck and trailer with his ring on it. So kind of shot in the dark. Walked away, didn't make a dime. Well, then I starred. That's where Kevin reached out and said, "Hey man, here you go, bub." And it was Jared Bird. So, and ever since, nobody's took from me as in a professional level, But the ring was a guy from Illinois that leased me the ring. Then kind of took off after there to where it was a guy from Peru. I don't remember his name, but kind of now with Joey Owens in the six-sided ring. So, and we're in the process of buying a ring, so we're there.
How long have you had that relationship with Owens?
Oh, Joey Owens. Oh man, I can't say enough. Could you?
He seems like a great dude. I mean, how
wonderful dude.
I've been working with him a couple of years.
I was always nervous around him because I don't know. I try to be the hardest worker in the room. So
yeah, and he loves Roger.
And it's just like I was always intimidated by him because of just constantly on the move, boom, 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 like working. Like, okay, I want to make sure I keep up with him because I don't want nobody hating me. Mm-hmm. And then I think I got high praise at a urinal one night, and and hopefully I'm in his good graces.
And was that high praise for your work ethic or what?
I can stand 3 feet away from the urinals.
and elaborating with Joey, if you know anything, or people that do know the independent scene, either here or Indianapolis, wherever, you got Don Basher, his dad, God rest Don. Then there's him. Then generation there, and he's
been there since like 95 or 96 or something.
Well, you guys went to WCW's Outlaw Arena.
Yeah, we went last Friday to that.
You wouldn't think that, would you? Just looking in the crowd.
No,
we pulled up, and Amanda and Eli are like, "That's where we're going." You know what I mean?
I was like, I looked at it, and
they're looking at it like, "We're going to a wrestling show in that building."
Yeah, me and Jared drove by it, and he was like, "Right there it is," and I was just like.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I said, "Right there it is." And my dad goes, "Where?" I said, "Right there."
but the talent that comes
But you walk in there, it's nice. I mean, I like their setup inside.
Oh, yeah.
And we had a
makes
blast
you feel
down
like
there.
that
At
Harry
show.
Potter scene when you see that little tent and you walk in and it's like a mansion inside. You know, like
At
you
one
walk
time,
in and you don't expect to see that inside of there.
At one time, Amanda had a guy basically laying in her lap. He came over the rail.
Oh man!
Oh, I did have.
Then the guy from one of the highlight reel guys was holding on to his pants at one point when he was during a street fight.
I had a mouthpiece get knocked out of somebody's mouth, landed on my foot.
And not to elaborate on just Joey on what he does, but if you could go backstage and watch, that's all I can say. But everything is so organized, and with him helping our organization, Dccw and WCWO, we're kind of fitting with that. And man, it is awesome. The car, it's just particular things kayfabe can't say. You know what I mean? But it's a wonderful thing. And Joey's been good to us. Thank you, Joey, if you're out there.
What's up, Con? Thanks for watching, bro.
Yeah, thanks,
Seth
Seth.
Shockley's in here.
Seth Crusher, thank you.
Terry, get in the car. I'm sitting down, Seth.
Seth, get in the fucking car.
Get in the fucking car.
Go get in the fucking car and wait.
And Roger, how'd you get into hooked up with Terry and in the wrestling scene?
Well,
did you ever do any in-ring wrestling yourself?
No. I'm just loving wrestling all the time. I'll go watch anything, backyard wrestling. I'll watch anything. But I work with a mutual friend of ours, Jason Wittenberg.
Yeah.
And we actually lived next to each other when I was a wee lad.
Oh, yeah.
And Jason was talking to me one day, and he was like, "Hey, remember Terry next door?" I said, "Yeah, vaguely. Why?" He's like, "Well, he's starting up some wrestling," and I was just like, "Oh, funny," because everybody makes wrestling jokes with me all the time, and it's just like, "Oh, that's funny, that's nice." And then he kept on it with me, and I was like, "Can you put a good word in?" Like he was like, "Well, you just got to show up. They're having like a big meeting of volunteers," and I went to the first volunteer show, and Jared's standing there and looking around, and he's like, "All right, cool. Find a buddy to work with, get to know." And we're all looking around the room. Of course, you know, you're doing the profiling thing. I'm looking for one of the biggest, baddest dudes in the room to hang out with. So I see Travis Coffey, and I'm like, all right, you're going to be my little bromance for this evening. And then ever since then, like I said, just keep working hard. Hopefully they'll notice and keep me around.
Oh, well, his contract goes out the first year.
Oh, mine, my contractual obligations.
Yes. But, and that's weird because bringing up Roger, true story, straight shoot, I call it. But anyway, Roger was a young kid, my brother's age, as a child, lived next door to me. Jared Bird, my king, I remember hanging out with Chris, his brother, and Scotty, and his mom would walk on the porch, and he was a baby. Never thought in a million years, because there's, I believe Jared's what,
32.
32, 33, around
4,
there.
I think you said on the
34,
show.
and I'm 44. So I was playing in Earthstone Terrace as he lives up on Dayton Street. And it's a small world.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know, like knowing as Ray Bird, his dad. And speaking of parents, we're going to take a second real quick. Your mom.
Yes. Tomorrow, October 28th, is my mommy's birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So we will give her a nice plug, and then tomorrow I'll embarrass the crap out of her on Facebook. And
Thank you, guys. Go ahead.
thank you for that.
Skullcrusher
Mike
said,
Lee.
can you get a beer and a pretzel?
Oh, dude, you ain't right.
You work concessions. You know how to get your own stuff.
Yeah, you just stay down there. Yeah. At the Colts game.
So you guys been working them Colts games, have you?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing, man. We, in 2 events before this previous one, we raised almost $5,000 for the Muncie, Delaware County Senior Building.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's hard work. It's nonstop. There's no breaks. You know, there's no bathroom breaks. I mean, really, you're just constantly got customers. But the time flies, and if you're organized and you got a good crew in the kitchen that we have, you can have fun and time flies.
Is there a TV or something where you can see
Yeah,
the game?
they're kind of like on the outside. You can see them at an angle.
Okay, so you can keep track kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
And if you get a
Every now and then, look, see what the score is.
Yeah, so much time we got left. I'm shutting down the kitchen on third quarter.
Yeah. And then right after that third quarter ends, it's like me, you know, I had the experience as a child, but don't remember it. But man, I walked out to the end of the tunnel, in which were the first level up. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm like, and watching Wentz, I was like, when, no offense, guys, Tom Brady comes, it'd be something cool to see, you know. So,
Oh my goodness, Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
you guys don't like Tom Brady? What's up? No, I'm just joking. I'm just thinking, dude, I wish it was Peyton Manning, but he's done. You know what I mean?
Tom Brady, isn't he the dad in the family? Or am I way off on? I don't watch sports, so I don't know.
Tom Brady, the dad. What?
The Brady Bunch. Oh, that's Mike
That's
Brady.
Mike
My
Brady.
bad.
That's Peyton Manning's dad is Tom Brady.
I like
No,
that.
but that Lucas Oil Stadium is nice.
Nice,
man.
yes.
I love going to watch games there. Me and Eric had real good seats a couple years ago for a game. Then I went a couple years ago. Me and Austin, my dad went. We was like 50-yard line, like 15 rows up.
Yeah. See, where you were up to the first level. We'd walk out and look, and I think we were about the 30-yard line or something. So on that note, what got you guys started in this? 'Cause
Thank you, Con.
Yes, thanks, Con.
What got me started in this was I've had some medical issues and wasn't able to work, ain't been able to work anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm here at the house all by myself most of the time because man is at work, and
Yeah.
so it was something for me to do.
Yeah.
And it's something we have talked about it when we was kids.
Yeah.
It's just I've always loved sports and like talking about sports. So it was
So you go.
we finally decided, hey, me and Steve finally say, hey, we're going to do it, and then Eric jumped in with us, and we just
Yeah,
took
because
off.
I was working a lot then, 7 days a week, like 10, 12-hour days, so I couldn't start whenever they first initially started.
Yeah, I love it. Like if we get bigger and make a little money off of it, cool. If you don't, I'm still going to keep doing it just because.
Dude, this is fun.
I love
But
doing it.
it started out really like, hell, we met each other in kindergarten, and we've been friends ever since. And
Same last name, spelled
yeah,
different.
but spelled differently. Yeah,
One letter.
yep, one letter is different. That's how we met each other because alphabetical order they set us next to each other, and everybody thought we were related. So we were just like, hell, we're
and
going
then
to roll with it. And the crazy thing is, when I moved here from Texas, I moved and we lived a block and a half.
I was gonna
from
say
him.
he lived right. Yeah, come to find out, he lived a block.
crazy.
Small world like us, yeah.
I lived on
Small world.
I grew up on 9th and Jefferson,
And then Tony-
he lived right over on 7th.
Tony got me into wrestling and playing baseball. You know, he
Yes.
was coaching, and
See, that's what I've known. The Gonzalez.
and then that's
yours.
so
Is
since
Tony,
6,
Steve.
7 years old, I've been wrestling
Chris.
and playing baseball with
That's
you
awesome.
know, with Tony and Chris and all them, and coaching for them and all
That's
that.
awesome.
And then, yeah, but like we started out and we loved to watch sports and wrestling and things as a kid and growing up. And we always say, dude, it would be great to be sports center, ESPN Sports Center broadcasters.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't the internet and podcasting and all that stuff out then. And then once this came and we're older, we're like, you know, it's kind of like that. We wish we would have had it when we was kids, but it's great because now we get to do it as we're adults.
Yeah.
And
This would be
like,
awesome as a kid.
yeah. So it's kind of that thing.
Well, and a lot of
really,
times
and-
it would be me, Stevie, a couple of other of my cousins. They come over every Sunday to watch football,
See, I wish your dad was here.
and we sit there and do this exact same thing, just talk and watch the game. So it's like, well, why don't we start recording it? And
Yeah.
we started about 6 months ago, and it's just
Dude,
been
you
going
guys
up
are
since.
great. You do great at the show. I just can't get over you or your Stevie going, oh, it's a fucking clown. I'm like, what did he say?
I think that was Stevie.
Yeah, when I ran by, Roger's beating the brakes off a clown. It's like Jerry was like, the camera left the match, you know, the important part over to Roger beating a clown's ass.
I hate clowns, and I wanted to see a
Well, I
clown
think-
get his ass whooped.
And I think that's what makes our commentary good, though, is we just react as fans. You know what I mean? We're not
Yeah.
sitting there thinking, oh, we got to say this or this. We're just, whatever pops in our head as a fan of wrestling, that's what comes out.
Oh, yes. I've gone to a sports room, gone to a wrestling room. I love it. You guys do wonderful things for DCCW, and we thank you.
Yes.
We
an honor.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we thank
We
you guys
appreciate
for
the opportunity
Yeah, we
to
thank
do
you
it.
guys for the opportunity to do the shows.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys.
because
ready to
without
get the party
that, then
started?
now we got, you know, we've gotten all the interviews with all the different wrestlers and things like that, and it gives us a different look, and it gives people a different look of what independent pro wrestling really is.
Yes.
And it gives people like, there really is an art form to it, and there's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
Yes.
And the more that I've gotten to it and learned more, and like I'm on YouTube researching matches and studying matches from like years ago and from all the different organizations, not in Indiana, but all around us as well. It's like you see certain patterns with certain things
Yes.
in wrestling, but then you realize how much goes into it.
Yeah, more of a broad landscape. Plus depending on what country
Yep.
you're watching, because you got your lucha libre and then you got your Japanese style strong style wrestling. You
Yeah.
could really start branching out and picking up on different forms.
What's your favorite style of wrestling? I know you're a big wrestling fan.
I'm a technical prowess. I love my technical wrestlers. My guys that can go bell to bell and make you look great and make themselves look great at the same time. I like the guys that can go broadways, go hours.
Yeah.
And for you, how was that getting in that first match at that last show?
Well, actually,
I seen you whoop with some people with some kendo sticks.
yeah, it was kind of.
He did such a great job. He took him a break in the front row.
Yeah, I did. I sat down right in the front row. Did you guys see that?
Oh,
that was
yeah.
funny. No, I was just, it's, dealing with Joey Owens, and who he is, man, and running his mouth. He called me out, and then he, like I said, beat me with the stick, so I had to take it back to him, and it was great, but I worried a little bit worried about the clown, but it was a great time. Best thing about it was watching the fans' face. I love watching the fans, their reaction. I beat the shit more out of myself with the kendo stick than I did with anybody else, I think. I had big lumps on my head the next day.
Oh,
Yeah.
and like he just said, one of the biggest thrills that I've had, and I'm never ever stepped in between the ropes to have a match, bell to bell. But I've had one person ask me for my autograph, and then this little boy, Christian, a guy named remember Christian?
Oh, Christian, yes.
We did a tribute show for him while he was still with us, and then they were in the ring and they were just talking about what was going on in Christian's life, and then I was making sure that he got out safe,
Yes.
and then I picked him up because I didn't want him using the steps because they were for adult males, So I picked him up, sat him down. And he was like, "Boy, you're strong," and I was just like, I looked around like, "You're tugging on the heartstrings, man. I'm trying to be Billy Badass over here, and you're just like pouring. I'm melting."
Have you ever thought about getting in the ring?
Every second of every day, every line of my life, yeah.
He loves it. Watch him.
Are you going to get in there?
I have not been properly trained, and
Yes.
that's how I usually answer that question. Would I love to have a match, even if it was just one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Colin said you need to be doing more than security. That you have something for sure. Just his opinion.
And he also has a follow up with that. He says he wants to know what are some of your favorite technicians.
Oh,
Jenna's not in this.
well, my favorite technician of all time is Chris Benoit.
I agree.
Leave it at that. I love Eddie Guerrero.
Yep.
William Regal. Taz. Taz was when I was growing up was the actual first like legit to me badass, and he was that guy it didn't matter how tall he was.
That's who you remind me of.
They announced him at 5'10", but it didn't matter because he's out wrestling everybody. He's taking down Mike Awesome. He's taking down Sabu in hardcore matches. Who else do I love technical wise?
About Hitman.
Obviously, Ric Flair, Tully Blanchard. You know,
Hitman.
Who?
Hitman Hart.
I like Brett. I don't love Brett. I
Oh.
can't explain it. I was a Shawn Michaels fan.
Yes. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
See, I like Brett.
See, I like Brett was one of my favorites when I was younger, but when he left WWF and went to WCW, they used him wrong.
Yep, sure did.
And then after that, I kind of moved on to some of the other guys because
Yeah.
he wasn't the same as he was when he was in WWF
Yep.
before
I'd
the
agree with
screw
that.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Mr.
agree.
Perfect, Rick Rude, those guys.
Now
Those names.
Shawn Michaels, man, Shawn Michaels could go with
The best.
yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. That's
And he was one of the first ones that was of the smaller build that
Yeah.
that really got pushed to the top like that.
Growing up in school, there was like three of us, myself, Kyle Brumback, and Josh Anderson. We was all, Kyle liked ECW. I loved, I was an NWA baby. So I grew up with like that. And that's when I first started falling in love with heels. And first time I'd seen Muda. And then when Rick Rude came through.
Greg
and-
Mood is one of my all-time
yeah.
favorites.
And then I struck up a unique friendship with Louie over Great Muda and Bruiser Brody.
Louis Goodman. God rest his soul.
Yes, R.I.P. Louie. He was my first, you want to call it mark out moment or whatever. But,
Everybody marks here, bub.
yeah, well, I was a huge fan, and we was just talking about Japanese wrestling and our favorites, and he was like, I do the Green Mist, right? And I said, no, I do not know you do the Green Mist. He was like, well, here, I'm going to do it in the match, and he's getting the gimmick ready, and I hit it for him and whatever, and blah, 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 and it was time for the spot, and I'm sitting outside kind of like where you're at. It was just, he timed it perfectly. He gave it to his opponent, missed it. It was like a nice rainfall in the desert just coming over me.
He's doing all the action, dude.
Yeah. But the funny thing about that is I heard a girl say a four-letter word this, four-letter word that. I turn around, she's got a white purse covered in green mist.
Oh,
I still have the bottle that he used. It's in my basement, part of my collection. So I have legitimate green mist.
Yes. Syndrome.
Yes, Sinister Syndrome.
It's Louis.
did you grow up as a fan of pro wrestling? or-
I was going there. I was Andre, King Kong, stud. Then as the
Oh, you were an 80s giant, man.
yeah, I
Okay.
was a giant. Andre's my favorite wrestler. I mean, just you know what I mean.
Right.
Well, people don't realize how good of a worker he was, especially when he was younger. Even
yes.
being that big, he can
Yeah.
move.
He always
Drop kicks, top rope stuff. Yeah.
He wanted to go out on top, even to the day he couldn't take it no more. But he wasn't the old, the younger. Yeah. So who's your favorite wrestler, Eric?
Mine's probably. I like Eddie Guerrero a lot and Dean Malenko.
Oh, I
one
forgot
of
to say
my
Dean. Yeah,
other
thank you.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just that same thing with like growing up with the amateur wrestling background and then not being the biggest guy. Like it was awesome to see Dean Malenko and like Eddie Guerrero, guys like that, out there kicking ass.
So your favorite wrestler, Chris?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's your
One of my big favorites, but Ric Flair.
yes.
I think Ric Flair's probably the best that's ever done it.
yeah, 16 or 22.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
There's some guys you can make arguments for, but
No, we can
I'm
sit
a-
here all day. and
I'm a
talk
big
about-
Ric Flair
yeah.
fan.
Now, see,
Ricky Steamboat was that was
Oh
big
yeah,
on
some of the
Ricky
matches.
Steamboat,
Well, if you
too.
think about them hour-long matches that Steamboat and Flair used to have,
Yeah.
man.
Terry
hard
Funk
to beat
and
him.
Ric Flair.
Funk.
I love
Yes.
their matches.
see, and you go when I talk about.
And I was a big.
Cactus
he was
Jack.
just on here a minute. Yeah, I was going to say Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
I'm a big McFoley fan.
Oh yeah, he's a hell of a dude. And plus in this business, what's cool about it, which is not shifting gears, but something that Roger just endured over this last show, and you guys did too, was the Boogeyman.
Oh
Yes.
Yes, good guy with Rikishi and Simu. I mean, I noticed you're supporting him appreciate that. But you getting to know these guys outside that ring is awesome. And you guys will be a part of that. But when he was hanging around Boogie, it was like when this came, I mean, just it's cool. I mean, I ain't going to break it, but you got a good friend there, man. And it's awesome knowing, you know, I can remember a night, and I talk about it all the time. I was driving home from Terre Haute because Kishi had a show in Terre Haute. And everybody's asleep in the car, and I was sitting there, and he's up front, and he loves music, 70s music. So Greg Allman or something came on, man. He's just jamming. He goes, "Oos," and he's leaning over towards me. I said, "What's up?" He goes, "Man, it sends back a lot of memories." And I'm just looking. He starts telling me stories, and it was just like this man. And he said, "I'd be on the road, 300 days a year, And it just I missed. I'm just sitting there listening. And now talking to him, it's like I got a cell phone number. Merry Christmas, Oos. Love you, Oos. And I'd say, Terry, love you too, Oos. It's just that relationship you build. Wrestling goes beyond, like they say, beyond the mat. It really does. And it's, I'm just jumping, like Roger, that focal point came to where you look at somebody and you're thinking, man, I got to know, it's just a guy I can trust. And Roger has never gave me a reason not to trust him. And me and Jared talked.
Me?
Yeah, you, Roger Little.
There's somebody else.
Raj, big Tom.
Little Terry.
Big Raj.
We did have a comment in the section that said, "Roger, you are a teddy bear."
Who's that from?
It's from Dustin Phillips.
He is. He is, man.
There you go. You need to come out.
I might be a teddy bear, but keep in mind, Chucky was also a doll. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, talking about Chucky. This dude loves horror.
No.
Look at his arms,
Yeah.
dude. I'm sitting next to Jason. He's got Michael. He's got all them.
It's Jason and his mom.
Yeah. The dude loves horror, man.
I am the ultimate mama's boy, and my mom gets a kick out of that tattoo.
So,
I'm infatuated with death in general, so.
No, we don't own rights to that. But anyway. No. But it's awesome, and the lifestyle and everything we do with it, man, it's cool. There is ups and downs. I mean, there is. The thing about it is just, you in this business, it's like you got to learn what I was elaborating with Roger. You got to learn to trust. And trust me, if anybody knows that's listening or in this room should know, or, with me, it takes a lot to learn and let me trust somebody.
Oh, same here. I still don't. It's a hardcore loner. I still not used to it. I got guys, Terry, Jared, hey, you ain't got to call with problems. You can just call just to fucking call, you can call bullcrap. I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
But there's a camaraderie and a brotherhood that I'm not used to yet.
Well, you're a prime example, Chris. I've known you, your dad, your family half my life. You know what I mean? Chris comes up, he's like, "Hey, man," and I see he's doing this, man. It's a beautiful thing he's got going here. "Hey, Chris, why don't you come on our show and do this?" And Chris they're hitting hard, and it's a trust thing. It's I trust you. Me and you've talked, But, it's one of them things, man, Eric. I mean, I'm getting to know you. And I appreciate that earlier before we got on here. No, I'm being sarcastic. But when it comes to it, a lot of people elaborate with family. And it is family. Until your own family hurts you, then it's a totally different story. You know what I'm saying? That's into that subject.
well, and Khan's exactly right on that. Trust is hard to gain, but it's easy to lose.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's big fact.
Con. Well, Con. Speaking of Con, outside, the dudes showed me a lot of stuff about wrestling. Jared Bird, I'm going to say his name, has taught me 90% of wrestling and the business part of wrestling. Now,
And Terry's forgot 85% of
I
that.
forgot all of it. And it goes. I mean, you don't think me and Jared don't argue and fight on the road, hey, man, this is going to be this.
I call him mom and dad. Jared's dad, Terry's mom.
That's right. But, if one of us is hurting, or one of us, like Jared, a couple weeks ago, he got COVID.
Right.
Everybody's on the horn with him. Jared, I mean, he was sleeping. Like he said, man, I had hundreds of missed calls because we, not to plug it or something on the show, but Seth Shockley just lost his wife with COVID. Rebecca, we love and miss you. I know she's listening.
Love you, Seth.
Yeah, but, and he's being strong and things like, because COVID, it hit. But that's where that family thing comes. But Con, like I said, there's a lot of things. Jared went to WrestleMania, and me and Con and a couple other people ran the show, and Con's like, we can do this. And we did it. And that built that friendship with me and Con. Seeing us you got to see us. Like we're backstage. It's like, hey, brother, love you, man. Hug each other. And he goes out, man, it's Con. You know what I mean?
And Con is real huge at getting you to believe in yourself. He'll hype you up.
Yeah.
Even it don't matter if you're setting the ring up, you're wrestling the main event, or you're cleaning the toilets. Yeah, I like having him around.
He radiates energy.
Yeah,
He does.
Like you can be like not feeling like you want to be energetic, and he comes around and you perk up
enjoy
just being around him.
He's
He's
that
like a
super-
shot of coffee.
yeah.
Like,
He's like that supercharger phone cord, you know.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to Friday because he's going to be back on. Because
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot when he came on that first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a good show you guys got.
I didn't want to end the conversation, but we were actually going to watch Halloween.
You know, going off of what you guys were saying earlier about, you know, y'all being like a brotherhood and trusting each other, you can tell in your shows and
Yes.
things like that. And the same thing with like the WCWO guys, like you can tell in the matches and in the shows that you guys are a brotherhood and you guys all like generally do care about each other and want each other to do well and, you know, move on and move
Yes.
forward in life.
Your friends outside the
Right.
outside of the
Yeah, it's
wrestling.
not just a business
Yes.
thing. You know, it's also like you said, it's a family thing, and
Yes.
that radiates in y'all shows in the way that y'all are together.
Well, there is a difference. There's a fine line in this business, and just saying one person in general too. I know of my brother. I won't say, but and him that when you're in the business part of it, it's business. I might yell at Roger. I might say, "Hey, man, this is the way
Terry,
it's
don't yell at Roger. Nobody yells at Roger.
You know, it's not so much the yelling. It's like, hey, this has to be done.
Yeah.
But when a night settles and the dust settles, we're friends. We're brothers. You know
I just
what
like when I used to umpire baseball. I used to have people on me,
Oh,
on me.
dude.
But once the game ended,
Hey, Chris. How's
Yeah,
it
oh,
going?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's its business.
yeah,
And a lot of people in
Can't
general
separate it.
cannot separate that. And me, new to it, Roger, being the old school guy he is, but not to this business independently, there's a big difference. Because I can sit here and watch Cactus Jack go over the steel cage, and then when they get backstage, he's got a broken back, everything changes. But it's like I said earlier, it's trust.
And I think that's the reason why this show and this podcast is also like done what it's done in such a short amount of time, is because we have known each other for so long, and we are, you know, friends who are family and things like that, and we trust each other, so like it flows. We can flow well. We work well together. We kind of know how each other think, so you know, we kind of know what to expect and what not to expect from each other as far as all three of us. And Matt, whenever he's here, also like
Matt
he's
has
another one.
He has some little kids.
Yeah,
so
he's another one
he
that's,
can't-
you know,
he's not
that's
around.
friend, that's a family member also.
Yeah.
That's like,
He gets here a lot on the weekends sometimes. It's hard for him to get here during the week.
But we need to seeing that elaborating on you guys with, I keep saying elaborate, get off that word, Terry. But anyway, like Chris and Eric here, it's like you guys, I'll never say until you're ready to say you're part of our family, but the love's there, you know what I mean? Because I know what him and his dad and his family has done for the amateur world. I mean, I've seen 2-3 state champions I know of that's been in that era. Eric, I know you run a good thing up there with the Guardian Brewery. With that joke. Yeah, but anyway.
No, I consider myself part of the family for one reason. How, like, everybody from DCW has treated us great.
yeah.
So I mean, it was just like we fit right in, and I was kind of surprised how you say how hospitality some of the people.
Hospitable.
ready?
Hospitable.
You're ready to do this.
I mean, you never know when you're going into something new. You don't know how everybody's going to
Oh,
react.
you were a nervous wreck, dude.
Like
Right.
I knew you. Like I knew you, so I knew we were going to be cool. But I knew Jared, but I knew Jared from just watching him wrestle. I didn't really know him personally a lot. I knew him as Mike
On a
King.
scale of 1 to 10, though,
and
where's
watched
it
him
with?
wrestle.
From your first day when you walked up, we talked, and you said, "Where are you going?" Till now, where are you at? Let's go to 1 to 10, going from is it 1 or 0 to what?
What
Like
mean?
where you feel, where your comfortability at right now? Are you about an 8, 6, 5? Are you
Right.
feeling comfortable? You can walk in and look at
I'm
Joey
at-
Owens and say, "Screw you, man," and he's cool with it. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
comfortable.
I'm probably about a 9.
Yeah. Eric, where you? You got to
About the
take.
same.
You need to take chops. He took chops. You
like
got to
I-
take chops.
At the last show, Harvest Havoc,
Yeah.
we were the night before, or no, yeah, it was the night before. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was Saturday when they were setting the ring up. We were getting our table set up and we was putting our banner on the front of it. And JKO said, he goes, "Oh, there's that shitty podcast that don't know talent when they see it."
Yeah, yeah.
Because of at the last show, we were getting on him about his softball jersey and stuff.
Yeah.
So he was giving it back to us a little bit. We just started laughing. And, I mean, it was just stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Skull Crusher.
Yeah, Skull Crusher.
He came right up to us, talked to us. We stayed outside waiting to get in that night. He came up, him and Jax.
Jackson
You were
Morgan.
sleeping with the enemy or what? I thought you were a friend of mine, bub. You were plugging me at the show. No, you're good.
But everybody's just been so, I don't
That
know,
good
just
for nothing
outgoing
Skull
and
Crusher.
I do this thing when I
receptive of us. Well, that first show, I remember Roger that night came up. If you need anything, just come get me.
And he
You know
would.
what I mean? And
Yep.
it was just,
Well,
it's just been boom, boom, boom.
Oh yeah. Well, we see Tony Gonzalez being about the community comes first, you guys, and that's what comes first. Well, and that's what one good thing about DCCW. We do so much for our community that the mayor Dan Rednauer, the what's his name, Richard Ivey, they're 100%. They're like, you guys are great because we just don't do things for us. You guys are about to see come a couple months. I'll get at that in a minute. But Muncie Central Wrestling Club, you can elaborate with the wrestling, raise them. I mean,
I got the ticket for the show.
Yep.
Sitting right there.
and that was meant for them kids. Jason Orr, Larry Titus, all them kids over there, they earned it. You know, we did it for them. Jay County, Nat Wood, and all them over there. Larry Brown.
You've done a couple for them, haven't
Yes,
you?
couple. This year it'll be 4 for Jay County, correct? 3.
19, 20, 21, 3.
Yeah, 3. So this would be.
I knew you had done 2 or 3, but I couldn't
I'm
remember
thinking
the
of
exact
Harvest
number.
Havoc.
Yeah,
next
Harvest
year will be
Havoc
4.
was 3.
Yeah, 3. Next year will be 4. But it's all about the community. You know what I mean? We do things for veterans. Christian, kid had brain cancer. Walked in a ring before, you know, but he walked up there, kid's fighting brain cancer, what he's got. And that day in St. Wayne, he lost his mom. So we're doing a 10-bell ring, and Christian stops and goes, Dad, can I hug him? And his dad, Brad, we love you, Mitch, to get well with your COVID. His dad looked straight at, you know, hug him. He just wanted to hug the guy. Wasn't cared about him in the ring with cancer, brain cancer. And that's after talking to Brad and a couple people we knew about Christian. It was one of them things, and Jared, I know he's listening, but Christian knew what was going on in his life, and he accepted it, you know, and that's sad, but it's the things we do for the community. You know, every day, you guys watch my Coon Corner, first thing I do is prayer. You know, I don't go to church. I don't, you know, confess to be anything, but Tony said something about community. Community is number one to us. And I don't believe in doing a 50% shit and all that. If you're going to do 100%, you do 100%.
I agree.
I mean, seriously. I mean, if my dude here, Chris, has lung cancer, I'm not going to sit there and say, well, here's 50%, but I'm going to give you that. Just saying, but
Yeah.
that's all
Oh,
I'm
no,
saying.
I 100% agree.
I agree.
I mean, it's I don't know, man. But I mean, and it's giving back, man. I mean, I don't know. You know, what we're about to do, which I will. Only thing I'm going to say about the whole next show, I did mention something about plugging on here, but we're waiting on 2 people to respond to us on a date. But
Is that like a double date?
double, yeah, my Barry White voice. But anyway, but anyway, there is 2 events coming up before the end of this year, and one of them, I will say, will be a Hall of Fame, Indiana Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. The late Rob Kincaid presented that, and his friend Mike King, Jared Bird, and Bobo was part of that, Bobo Brazil Jr. So Jared and me is going to pick up where he left off. And God love you, Rob, but it's for him. You know, it's the Indiana Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's people to be recognized through Indiana Pro Wrestling.
Where's that located at? Is there an
There.
actual building that has like?
I believe Jared can elaborate. Matter of fact, write that in a note and ask Jared about it next time he comes on. Or
We'll ask him Friday. He'll be here Friday.
Oh, like a physical Hall of Fame?
And I think what Rob did, I knew you got the Van Zants were in it. Dice Man Ronnie Vegas is in it. There's, you know that me and him's got people already drawn for it, and that'll be starting to come on my Coon Dog Corner. Might let you pop a couple of them on here, but don't mean to burn up the mic, man. I'm a talker.
Oh, no, you're
good.
fine.
You're good.
Terry could sell dirt to a ditch digger, you know what I'm saying?
Iced an Eskimo, man.
What's your favorite moment that you've had in pro wrestling since you got in?
My favorite moment, the best moment the favorite moment, it's kind of like I got 2.
Okay.
And it's kind of an emotional thing for me, to fill in a little bit. You can elaborate a little bit on this.
You got some tissues over there.
I got them right here, bud.
Cry me a river.
In my Barry White voice. But anyway, it's seeing all the people that when I was younger, we grew up in poverty. You know, we grew up in government housing and seeing something I didn't have a chance. I mean, my dad took me to see a couple times Dick the Bruiser, and I got to see it. But seeing these kids that are unfortunate, that live first a month, 80%, 75% of our people are on set income. And I don't want to take that from them. And seeing them in there, knowing that they pay to get in the show. I have people pay me with rolls of pennies. That's a true story. And it just kills me. It makes me feel good to say, here, I'm giving back to you. You know, like what we're about to do in December. We're giving back, and it's going to be huge. And my most favorite one is a girl walks up to me, and she goes, will you sign my shirt? And I said, well, honey, I've got a marker. So I reached down and grabbed the shirt. I'm like, I can't, I'm going to mark. She goes, can you, and this is what she said. She goes, can you wipe your head? I said, what? She goes, just give me the sweat. And I'm like, no. I'm like, that's weird. You know, it's awkward for me. This girl went and got an ink pen and had a piece of receipt that her mom had in her pocketbook for me to sign. And so I thought, no. So I went and got, it was a guy that's at our show. I went and got one of his pictures and turned it upside down and wrote my name and wrote a little story. Said, thank you for coming. She's been at every one of our shows since. And she wears the shirt. I gave her the shirt off my back. And that's one of my favorite moments to me. I mean, that was something that I wanted to see. Mike King. Hang on. Let me catch a wind. No. But all the and on the professional wrestling side of it, they're in it because they're in it. You know, they're wanting to see how far they can go with it. Me, you know, if that time came to where Jared's like, well, I'm going to WCW or WWE or AEW, he's gone. Where am I at? This is me. This is what I want. I never go in character. There's some guys, man, that, hey, Eric, what's going on, man? You want to fight tonight? Or, come on, dude. I mean, this is me. You know, it's when I leave here, Chris, I'll call you tonight. Hey, buddy, what's up, man? I don't change. And I love being me. But anyway, yeah, that's one of my favorite moments in meeting Chris Gonzalez with my Barry White voice.
My moment, I never thought I would be anywhere other than sitting front row watching wrestling all my life. And then when I was able to, the smell of the mat, stepping into the ring, falling for the first time, and then getting to work a couple of spots here and there when needed, that was, I thought, the highlight. That was my be-all, end-all. But when the show's over, the cameras are off, and somebody walks by and pats you on the back, and you hear guys talk about this, especially at Hall of Fames, you get the respect of your peers and the admiration. It's just when they appreciate your work, no matter what you're doing, that took over what I wanted to do in the ring. As long as I can keep that up, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
And I think that just still automatically goes back to the whole like brotherhood vibe with y'all guys, that y'all trust each other so much that y'all are not afraid to have a bad show.
No.
You know, like
we
y'all are 100% comfortable enough with each other. You're like, let it all out.
Yep. We've had shows, Eric and Chris, I don't know, you guys and Roger can refer to it. We had shows, our very first show was over 500 people. But we've had shows that was maybe break 100. That's part of it. You know, it's
Time of the year.
But
There's a lot of things that go into it.
yes, but there's nothing about money. It's never me and Jared and Mike, we don't make money. There's no money in it. Sometimes the show pays for itself. But then this last show, I mean, there's quite a bit of money. But you got friends, you got sponsors, you got people that look after you. Again, walked away with nothing. It's just a friendship, the boogie. Samu, I met Samu.
I loved it that they came because
Me too. I love
the Head
it.
Shrinkers was one of my favorite tag teams when I was a kid. I loved watching the Head Shrinkers.
Well, and Gangrel, if he'd have showed up, but he had the back infection. What?
Sorry, folks. Eddie's on TV. If you see me veer that way, that's why.
Eddie was awesome.
Yeah,
I was talking to Samu earlier. We was just joking about ring steps, and because hopefully he's doing fine. He was at his local medical facility. But
yeah. Let me see where Dwayne Mullinex giving Dwayne a prop here. that backdrop.
Oh yeah,
That was awesome,
that was
man.
awesome.
Yes, they
Yes,
made a
it
great
was.
entrance.
Him and Grace
Michael.
Longfellow and Mike Kine. They did all, I guess the backdrop was Dwayne's idea, and Mike and him put it together.
Yeah,
But
that
the
was
sheet
good.
was, again, Dwayne's idea. And
Man, he's already got a 15-gallon head. That thing's already that's swole.
and that's D&M Construction.
Cheap pop.
But yeah, I mean, and if you guys don't mind, I know I'm just watching your time. I want to really, speaking of family, because Eric we mentioned closeness. A lot of people don't ever get recognized for the people that do things with DCCW. One, Steve Hedrick, our ring announcer. Destin Phillips is our DJ. Don Waymeyer and Amber Phillips is our merchanty people. Holly Mullinex is our concession with Dwayne. Our light guy is Dwayne Mullinex. And our podcast crew is Eric and Chris Gonzalez.
And Stevie, wherever he's at, Stevie's
Where
the hell are you
I
at?
guarantee you that.
And I've had some last-second decision illustrious help from Brittany Johns and Destiny Mullinex and my best friend Jason Hunt. So those people.
This is Roger Little.
And I am Roger Little.
Little Roger.
But those last-second replacement fill-ins were like epically needed.
Yes, and that's all it goes on, man. I mean, it's like this weekend we got a big thing we're going to do. If you guys don't care, Friday night at the Delaware County Senior Building, we're having a Halloween party. Everybody come out. You guys come out. I think I talked to you about it.
Yeah, I would love it if everybody came out because Halloween is my Christmas. It's my holiday.
Then your Saturday we're still on if you're good. If not, you let me know for the chili and stuff. But my house, bring Trojans. But
To hell with that. I'm bringing Charmin Extra.
I just want to get on here and say motherfucker.
Hey, I took care of that right at the beginning.
Dude, he did.
We was just joking about that. Like, hey, I'm all being polite. Like, how do you feel about colorful language? And he's like, welcome to this motherfucking podcast.
That's our opening
That's
line.
how I open every show.
Man.
I was like, what the hell did he just say? Then I got Jared on my phone going, during my podcast, going, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
Hey, I
not
made this
sure.
list of things we can't talk about while we're.
We can always delete this shit. Oh, that one. Yeah, we have it all
We
there.
have it pre-recorded. I
We're
can't
gonna just hit
remember
a
which
button and it'll do it,
It is
too.
what's up, motherfucker?
Oh, I love those. I love those.
That's cool.
Who's
No,
podcast guy? I think it's Taz podcast got that button. Somebody will be like, Terry from California. I've never heard of a man called that before.
But you guys got something going on.
Yeah, when we first started, it was like, well, how am I going to start the show off? And then the first show I did, that's what came out. So, and everybody seems to like it.
It's a signature now.
Everybody will say something about it. So
So from
That's
here
what
on
we
out,
want.
when you're done, you go, this is a fucking rap.
My favorite thing that I started noticing it whenever I went back and was rewatching some of the interviews we did. Nobody knew like that he was going to open it like that, and then when you see him say it, whoever our interviews, they're like,
oh yeah, but it gets a reaction from everybody.
every time.
Everybody-
When you
it gets
come
a
back
reaction
and
from
just
everybody.
Watch the opening part of all of the interviews. Everybody always reacts.
I think I threw back and started laughing. Like,
Yeah, I did. I was like, what the hell did he just say?
I had to leave the scene for a minute.
Jared said, "Here we go. Everyone's getting canceled."
Yep. Fuck you, Jared.
Canceled. All caps.
All caps.
Is your mother a whore?
I did on one of my podcasts, dude.
That was
I said, your mom a whore? Hey, dude, I better not say that on here.
no.
You're good. Hell, she's scared to death now. This is awesome.
Jared's telling us that we're number one in his heart.
Yeah, number one.
Was that 5? That's 5 number
Did you,
ones.
Did you do any promoting or anything before you got into the wrestling business?
Oh, glad you asked, man. See, I'm kind of. Yes, I did. It's fucking so funny, dude. What's so funny, Eric? Stop. Take that back right
You
now.
get that mic in your face, and
I want to. Take that back right now, Eric.
Or go sit your fucking ass in the car.
You get in the fucking car. But no, but I did. And to kind of elaborate, you guys, Mike King told his story the other day about where Mike came from and about what he was doing.
He promoted at Chuck E. Cheese.
was Chuck E. Cheese. Who you kidding?
Hey, you know what's funny about that? Steve that does the podcast with us.
Yeah.
He was actually Chuck E. Cheese for a while.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah, he worked out there, and he was the actual mascot for a while. Could you imagine Steve
I get in a
walking
fucking
around?
chair.
That's fucking Chuck.
I was at my niece's birthday party there one time, and I was just up there helping taking pictures, and the shit that Chuck E. was talking, just talking about. I was like, I don't want to go and elaborate, but it was hilarious.
Fuck you doing, man?
So Shockley said you used to
Sit in
still
the fucking
chair.
chair. I'm sitting in the fucking chair, dude.
Tara needs a steel chair to sit in.
I don't need to sit in the chair. I'm sitting right here. motherfucker.
But no, let's get back to that. But
Yeah, no, I promoted Chuck E. Cheese, bud.
Blue chair, Dwayne. No, it's the infamous red chair.
Yeah. Is that a red chair, dude?
Is that a red?
no, it's a black one.
Whatever happens in that black chair stays in that black chair, brother. Whatever you want to happen. But anyway, Steve is going to be mad. Yeah, Steve can kiss my ass.
In the brown.
He needs to
I
be
hear
here.
we tell embarrassing stories about you, Steve.
Yeah, they well, it started with me. It's I'm a metalhead. Through and through. Death metal,
Same
heavy
here.
metal. So back I would say 2000. Yeah, it was like 99 or 2000 I started promoting like small venues. The first show I ever did was at South 1010 East 20th Street as a cop shop. And I had 3 bands there, Beyond Agony.
Right over there.
Yep.
That way.
Yeah, that way. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at. Yeah, that way.
Right on the side of 18th, right there.
Yeah, 20th Street. Yeah, right there behind the railroad tracks. Yeah, but
You know,
anyway,
20th, block from 19th. Keep going.
down from 21st. But yeah, but we had a show there with Beyond Agony, and started a band with what you would know now is John Dean Pool.
Mm-hmm.
So before they hit, and so I just kind of rolled with it and started really promoting a lot of concert metal shows around Delaware, Muncie. Then did a Metal Revolution tour out in Selma. Packed it, had between Selma and Water Bowl, I had close to about 8,000, 9,000 people. I mean, it's just something I did. I'm a very good promoter when it comes to pushing things. What's up?
He's good at pushing buttons, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. Barry White. Anyway. But yeah, then I kind of got with it, man. I kind of took away from it for a little bit. Then I've been having a lot of my Dave Dalton plugging in, Jeremy Starkey, Scott Lindell, Scott Rubel. They're all asking me, hey, we need a metal show. So I'm just kind of waiting.
I know Dave real well.
Dave
Scott.
Scott Rubel.
I know Liddell.
Odell.
I would like to
Said
participate in a metal
Lindell,
show.
didn't you?
Yeah, Lindell. Yeah, Scott Lindell. Yeah.
I know him real well. He used to play in a band with Jason Kindred.
Yeah, so saith.
Yep.
Or Manus.
Mantis.
Manus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think Mantis. I think that band there is probably that's like one of the best local bands I've ever heard in my life. They could. I don't know why they didn't go big because they were
Purple
man, they were
Mountain
good.
Tragedy. You ever heard that one?
What?
Purple Mountain Tragedy.
Yep.
Yeah. Jason Kendrick
I listen to it all the time.
is a bad dude.
Yep. He's a good buddy of mine.
Good vocalist. All hats off. Me, it was I'm gonna plug some Dying Gear, Necrophagus,
I've seen Necrophagus.
Legion. Was
Yep, Legion.
Scott Rubel's lead singer.
Dalton's
Dave.
the drummer.
Dude, I love all these guys. This is where. So
I'm a big music guy too.
oh, I love music, and I was part of back then. You probably remember the Dead Leaf, the Fallen Leaf.
Yep. I used to went to that every year.
I was part of that. It was me and like 3 other guys, but it was cool, and it was one of the biggest things in Muncie concert wise it's seen in years because they had it annually. Yeah, not annually.
Annually, with a U
Yes.
in the middle there.
Oh God.
Like there's Boogie right there on TV.
Yeah, I told him to give a good word to WB for me. Don't tell him about our beer cooler.
Jared Burgess swallow. You read what he wrote?
You pronunciated every letter in that word. Swallow. Man.
When's the next? My dad wants to know when the next heavy metal show.
Be a good English teacher.
I think when Eric can play guitar, Tony, and Chris can sing, we'll do it.
I can sing, but it's sad ass country, and that's all I know how to
they
sing.
had a Metallica cover band at the
Four Horsemen.
yeah
The Horsemen.
over there. What do you call that? Cornerstone.
Cornerstone. It was
Yeah,
bad.
we went to that and dude, they were damn.
So are you in
They were
the-
damn good.
Well, back then it was just called heavy metal. No, you could probably relate a little bit. Now it's thrash.
Doom.
grunge,
Yeah, black metal, dark
black
metal.
death, heavy. I mean,
stoner metal.
And it was sad.
It's all metal to me, you know. I love it. It's all metal.
well, you're sitting there and you're listening. You get Jason Kendrick up there, man. He's like, Purple Mountain Drive. He's just singing, dude. Really?
My bad.
You're a good dude.
You guys playing
But
footsie over
then
there?
you would hear Rubo come up and he'd be like, and I'm like, what the hell did he just say? But dude, it ain't that. Did you remember the Baron Danger? Now it's called Mayax.
Okay, yeah.
When they come up there, dude, and you got Brent, you had on Jeff Brown on drums. They're like, and dude, it's like they never like, you know, but their arms, dude, and that dude comes out there going, and I'm like, yeah. Then this band comes and calls me, this swear, man, I got to tell this story real quick. This guy goes, yeah, man, you can, man, I'll be like to be on your venue. I said, what's the name of your band? He calls Vintage Porno. I said, man, the hell, dude, it's got Bus, it's got Alan Thompson, killer band. Well, this guy goes, hey, they got another band that'll come, you know, they like this. And I said, what's the name of their band? He said, Satan's Penis. And I'm like, who? And dude, I'll tell you, the dude got up there and he's like, it's like a washed up striper band, dude, from the 80s. I said, yeah, let's hear it. It's like Bruce Dickerson from Iron Maiden meets Striper. And he's like, love. I'm like, what the hell is this? And it was like gospel, but I thought, who the hell names a gospel band Satan's Penis?
Wow. Gospel?
It was gospel. It was called Satan's Penis. I was like,
Can you
yeah.
imagine the merch for that band?
Oh, dude.
But then they done like that Muncie Music Fest thing. Were
Yeah,
you part of that?
No, that was with Justin Zacharias.
They had that one year. They had it at the Cornerstone. They had it at different places. I loved it.
They had if I remember right, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Mushroom Head.
Oh, I love Mushroom Head.
Yeah, they were out at the Water Bowl, and I was like, cool, that's cool shit.
So I went and watched.
Damn it, I like them.
I drew a blank. Kendra's new band,
Void King.
Void King.
Void King.
I
They're
went,
bad.
Yeah, I went and watched them at that Cornerstone
Was you with-
one night.
Was you with me?
They're good.
They used to be on the stage at Mad Jack's or the loading dock. Were you ever in there when they would be playing? The band that was on the loading dock?
I seen a band once or twice. I didn't know.
Yeah, they'd be up there playing. I don't care what anybody says. Jason Kendrick and his vocals
Are good.
are wonderful. And the sad thing about it, he's still, I mean, how you think he would have jumped in there with Chicago or Journey or something, dude? You know what I'm saying? Or Satan's Penis. But
He could, but he can play guitar too. Because it was weird when watching him the first time with Void King and him not having a guitar in his hand.
look at Dwayne. He said made up story.
Hey, my mama's watching. Hi, mommy. Patty Dolan.
Who? We're not friends on Facebook. Patty, you got to friend me. Send me a friend's request, Terry Kuhns.
She finds you creepy.
We talked about a lot of the good parts of independent wrestling. Have you had any bad experiences?
Yeah, dude, we got to go there. Do we have to go there? No. I did.
I believe that
about them Colts.
What about them Cowboys?
Yeah, right.
That's what Eric would say.
Yeah.
I'm all about the Colts.
Look, I got a grip this like Ivan Drago and shit. A little bit.
Terry's white knuckling it over here, talking about the bad experiences.
I've had some good. Now, see, you got me wanting to smoke, yes. No,
I will elaborate while Terry's smoking
There
and
you go.
thinking.
yes, you do that, please. You got the Roger.
I'm just
mic.
saying, and I'm not saying any names or start
No,
trouble. All I'm saying is I'm sure that in a competitive business like
Right. Oh, I have no
like
problem
wrestling
with.
is, there's going to be times you run into bad people.
Right.
And people are going to screw you over. I mean, there's going to be stuff that
If
happens.
there's a bad thing that happened, it's because they brought it in. I have not had a bad experience
Jared says, which time?
with which time. Where we at? All I got is canceled.
Yep. Jared,
But,
lots of times. You see it?
Dwayne said finally something about wrestling. Didn't start.
He just don't want to hear about it because his.
Jared said lots of times.
But it's just, I don't know, I've never had a bad experience. I mean, we have those moments where we're tired, we're burnt out. Everybody's going to go through that.
Yeah.
And then you start getting irritated with each other. It's going to happen.
And it happens, but a lot of times, what I've learned in the business, and this ain't from Jared, this comes from Dice Man Ronnie Vegas. People always want a piece of the pie. They always want it. And I think I got a guy on here that's trying to do the same thing. I call him Mr. Sprung or something like that. But anyway.
I don't want to know what you're sprunging over there.
But anyway, and that's what it boils down to because they see what you're doing, but they want to have say in it. And when you're an owner They don't realize that you're that owner. They think, oh, that's Chris. That's his podcast. Well, Chris is it don't work that way. It's a business again. And some people just kind of find it in their heart to do other things. And that's fine with me. But when you go about it, do it, be a man. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at me, Eric. I'll kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the way this works. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But I do want to make a statement on here, and I said I would. We welcome any talent. As long as you're experienced and you know what you're doing and you can get along with the wrestling and independently, we'll take anybody. I'll take midgets. I'll take women. I don't care.
We're still talking about wrestling, right?
Yes.
Okay. You said midgets and women.
But I'll talk about Bridget.
I thought this conversation went somewhere else. God, I love her. And Isabella Soprano. But anyway.
What do you want to talk about, Dwayne? Outlaw Nation or what? Phil.
When you
What? Oh, that's Jared.
I got a question for everybody at the table. If there's a non-wrestling fan talking to you guys, and they're like, if I could watch one match to figure out why you guys love it so much, what would that one match be?
I got my match. Who's yours?
Shit.
One match.
Michaels and Flair at WrestleMania when he retired Flair.
WrestleMania
Hell in a
24.
Cell when Foley got thrown off.
Right, we got a 98 King of the Ring right there.
That'd be right up there too. 'Cause I remember watching that live. That was crazy.
My favorite match is WrestleMania 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Macho Man.
That was for my favorite championship, the Intercontinental Championship.
yes,
That was
a
that.
hell of a
I'm
match.
old school.
I forgot about that
I'm
for a minute.
going there.
What would be your match?
There's
There's a lot of good ones.
I mean, I've always praised my top 3 matches ever in life. Number 1 being Shawn Brett, WrestleMania 12.
Sean Brent, yep.
That was, as a kid, to sit through an hour and not move, that's something. A second favorite match of all time is Rob Van Dam, Jerry Lynn,
Yes.
ECW, all their matches they had together.
Rob Van Dam, I like. That's another one I kind of.
And Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, 97 Halloween Havoc.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, Eric. We'll start with you. Who's your favorite independent wrestler?
Define independent.
Oh, I'm the Idol. That's below the big names. That's like us.
Okay.
Because I know you've seen a lot of talent, on some YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know. I think right now the one that's got the most upside is probably Dex.
I could
Maybe
agree.
the highlight reel. One of my favorites to watch, and I like watching Dutch Boy Platinum.
Glad you said that.
I don't know, just something about him.
He's good.
He's good.
He's a good storyteller in the ring.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I just want to throw a name out there.
And
I want
then,
you- go ahead.
well, the other one I was going to say was that, he's not really, I guess, still independent, but I've been recently watching a lot of that Paragon, and he's pretty good.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. How about you, Chris? Bridget the Midget, or
Going up to what organization? Are you talking about like?
Are we going to stop at Impact or are we going to stop at?
like right below Impact, like independent, like R level.
Okay.
Because I know that you
I like. I think Dex Royal's going to be a star. Also think Dalton Love has a.
See, you just
hell
said
of a-
it. That's.
I think Dalton Love has a lot of potential.
I'm a big Luke Savage.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And Luke Savage.
Looks
I mean,
really
both of them
good,
was hella amateur wrestlers in high school. Now they got their
I was
chemistry.
going to say I might be a
They
little
have a
partial
match.
too because I was Luke's first wrestling coach. when
Yes,
he started.
yeah.
So I mean,
They had a match at the Comic-Con thing,
Yes.
and that I watched on Facebook. Hell of a match.
and I'll tell you
The
something.
match was
I'll tell you
great.
somebody that's grown on me. I really didn't like him the first time I saw him. Is that Vinny Vachetti?
Dude, you gotta love Vinny. Hey,
Dude,
I'll tell you another dude.
at the Harvest Havoc show, he got me. I was a Vinny
One
fan.
guy
I don't
you-
know
yes.
what about it was. It was just boom.
One guy.
The Sicilian Strangler.
Oh,
I'm a fan.
There's one guy you haven't seen wrestle. And I'm about to plug him, and that's by the name of Tommy Gage.
Yes.
I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Wears a kilt to the ring. Very, very. He's a badass wrestler. He's one of my favorites. Good friend too. I'm.
That's a good one too. Blake Money Right.
Oh, Blake, you couldn't say
Blake.
that. Yeah.
Blake.
Well, dude, you got all these here. I'm just looking. Logan Myers.
That's all that
Those are
right
people
there
who've
is a
been
list
on
of
the show.
everybody that's been on the show.
Logan's a fellow brother of the Michael Meyer Inc. as well. by the
Sam
way.
Knight, man. He's doing big things.
So, yeah, that was one of my favorite interviews. He's
I was really impressed
real
with
good
Juwan
guy.
Thomas when we went and watched the WCWO show. When we went, Juwan Thomas,
I'll tell you, if you want some,
he's good.
you want some stories. There's a gentleman up there that we went on the Basher Memorial. As everybody knows him, is Tom Van Zant. He has a brother that wrestled with him. They're in the Hall of Fame.
I saw like an interview thing with them.
He had a beard, and I think he's. But I met him. He was Mike's tag team partner with Quicksilver as their manager at this thing. That's a guy. He's been around, dude, and Bo's another one. Bo, I mean, granted, you gotta love Bo, but see, I seen him as a kid at Calypso Gym, and Bo. I mean, I like Bo. Big fan of Bo. You know, sexy Sean Casey. Big John Murray, get well. Simplified, bro. I'd say that. Big John Murray, 5 Most Wanted.
I mean, I know we work with him, under him, around him. We're friends with him, but seriously,
Max Sterling.
before I got involved, I remember going to independent shows, and my favorite independent wrestler is Ladies Man Mike King. The character, the timing. I'm a huge timing guy. Everything's got to make sense, even though I failed at that last show on timing, and I apologize. But anyway.
Oh, you weren't honest.
Years ago, it's been probably 17, about 15 years ago. And that's when I first met Jared. Mike King was at events. We was taking my son to independent shows. Well, we started doing some shows with Maples up at Ross Center. And I done this birthday party thing with Maples for Austin where they done like a couple matches that was just for Austin and his friends before the show. Well, Mike King was one of them that was out there in that match. And my boy actually jumped off the top rope on the mic.
Yeah.
To get the pin in that match.
Yeah, Mike.
So I mean, that was like when we first got to know Mike.
Now, as far as matches.
But meeting him as as Jared and just basically I consider him a friend now. But getting into DCCW was the first time I really met him like that.
Dude, Mike.
I watched him wrestle for years, and he was good.
He's a crowd popper. I mean, he really is. And since I've been in it in 3 years, I got to say it, dude. I can't resist. My favorite match. Biggest pop match almost that I've seen in independent would have to be, I gotta say it, guys, sorry, would be Ladies Man Mike King and Pitbull. Biggest pop. You were there. I'd say that was one, if not the biggest pop.
I've seen Pitbull wrestle, but it's been
years.
You
Yeah,
know
he's been around. Which I'm not bad mouthing nobody.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, but Mike and him, when it was chemistry, which you can relate, it was a phenomenal chemistry. Later on, hope things can, but that's here to nevermore. But that's one of the best matches I've seen.
I was going to ask him if he remembered that on Friday, but he already answered it right there.
But see, I know. See, Jared,
That's cool.
I talk about you on my podcast, bud. See this? Fuck you, Jared.
And then the guy you were talking about,
Matt Sterling.
no,
See, Dwayne said it earlier about Max.
no, the guy you said that we hadn't seen, but
Gage.
no,
Oh,
the guy from
Tommy
WCW,
Cage.
Tommy Gage?
Oh, Tommy Van Zant.
Van Zant. He's wrestling Friday night
You got to watch him.
down there.
Him and his brother, but I don't know the story, none of my business, but I know Tommy. I want him to get, me and Jared's been talking, Mike's been talking about getting him to our show. Character, Southern boy. You'd really like him. Plugging that too, thanks. Mitch Taylor and Max Sterling. Mac, I'll tell you, is the most dedicated when it comes to love and family for somebody. That night, all that stuff was going at the Muncie Fairgrounds. Do you need me to stop? Do you need me to go outside? I said, no, Mac, you stay in here, which we love you, Mac. He just laid his mom to rest. I mean, that was sad. He's a good dude. Mitch Taylor, one of the best workers when it comes to inside and outside the ring.
I plug Mitch all the time. From the first time I seen him back in 2019, he's changed his body shape too. He looks phenomenal.
Yeah, he looks
But
phenomenal.
yeah, and I love the Lord Mitchell Taylor. I love that. I'm still trying to get him to Lysol me down when he hands me his robe. But
Dude, I mean, you just got to be around him. I mean, if you go backstage and you sit and talk to him, dude, it's like, we're talking now. I mean, so is Mac.
I mean, like all of them that we've talked to, like when we went backstage and stuff, they've all been, cool. Mac was cool. Mac has always been real cool. The highlight reel, they came up and done a promo at that first show with us before their match.
All these kids.
I mean, they're all, and we've had them on the show. Everybody's been great.
Is that something that you're seeing more now in wrestling? Is like younger people getting into it that are like real dedicated and real talented, or is it like? Because usually a lot of the time when you think of the independent scene, you think of kind of like older guys, you know, who've been around, grizzled veterans, you know. Who,
And that's
It's a mix. It's a mix. I won't say 50-50, but
well, you can see it in shows, and I'm not going to say any show. I'm not going to particularly pick out it like our show. You can see the young talent.
yeah.
Some shows like the old talent, but old talent brings a crowd. I mean, depends who you get. But with ours, you can see in which hopefully here in the next 2 or 3 months, you're going to see something come out with Mike King. Because Mike King, number one, he's plugging you good, Jared. But anyway, he's a phenomenal wrestler. I mean, the night that I wrestled, I was sitting behind the curtain, popping 50 cough drops, nervous wreck. Thought, man, I'm gonna blow up. I'm gonna get out of breath.
and he did.
And I did. And I sat down in a chair. No, I didn't. Believe it or not, I didn't get blown up. But I'm sitting there. I said, Mike, man, I don't want to let you down. He goes, whatever you do, you're never let me down, man. Just roll with it and go with it. And dude, it was called for one shot that Mike, or Skull Crusher, where he fell, hit him again. He fell again. He didn't. He just fell that once. And my ladies' man says, oh, I got this bitch. And he grabs that stick and goes, whack, whack, bam.
I got a good story on Crusher. He cracks me back. It cracks me in the back twice. Like, okay, I felt those. Those were shock value. Like, boom, boom. I was like, oh, wow, he's there. He did that, and I can feel it. So, and then
Kobe
I'm,
Jack.
I'm looking at it. It was like slow motion.
He's
I
good,
turn
too.
around, and he's doing the overhead axe swing with it. Kendo stick just catches me square on top of the head. I fall down. I get backstage. First thing he does, grabs my head, points it down to make sure I didn't do nothing there. Asked me if I had a concussion. I said nope. Kisses me on the head, kisses me on the cheek. And that's what people don't see. I know I'm probably breaking kayfabe right now,
You are.
but yeah, that's the one thing they don't see is the backstage camaraderie.
Yeah, Dwayne, you're right. Colby Jack has been putting on some good matches. We saw him last Friday night.
But you didn't realize what I'm saying when I say that match I was in, I ain't trained. I'm not professional. But I was with two and a half, I'd say guaranteed 2 of the most important men that could be a part of that.
Joey Owens,
Joey Owens can make a broomstick look good because I trust him. And that's what I said. Walk with me, man. And we walked it out. And I loved him. I'm breaking kayfabe again, too. But anyway, Jared, I knew he had my back. I said, I'm going to swell up, dude. I'm going to blow up. Blow up means where you get winded. And I said, no. And I got out there, dude. And it was like Jared said, Terry, once it comes, adrenaline's going to hit you. Like wrestling. It hit me. And I was like, tunnel vision. I come out of the tent, crack myself in the head. But anyway, then I had to really pee. But
Yeah, adrenaline hit me when Creepy started getting away from me. I had to run him down, knock the paint off of him.
When you ran across there,
Oh my, that was like a damn truck, like a train wreck. I was like,
and Eric's operating the camera, and it just goes.
because I'm like this, but I'm watching it like this with my, like, I'm holding the camera, but my actual eyes go off, and I end up watching
What'd you say?
instead of the camera. So then I'm like, oh.
Creepy looked at me. He was like, holy fuck, you're not supposed to get here that quick. I was like, well, when I can get there, I can get there, boy.
he did. Somebody was on the thing, and I hear, Creepy just got knocked. The clown got knocked the fuck out or something, or got knocked out. And I was like, what?
That was Stevie.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. Then you hear her, yeah, oh, Kuhns just got hit in the back. And I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
shit.
over here like this, like, I'm sitting there trying to stay over here on the match, on the ring, and then I'm like, oh, no, that's too good to see. I was like,
Yeah, because all of a sudden you see that guy slipping into the ring, their security guy, then all of a sudden you see the cameraman.
That, and then we had that lady when Hollywood House came and done commentary
oh my
with
God, he
us.
told her he knocked
And that lady came over,
out.
it was cussing him, one of the fans. And he looked at her and said, I'll knock your last tooth out, lady. And I just started, dude, I just started cracking up.
She said,
Yes.
Dude, there's a story that you need to ask Mike about. I'm going to partially tell it. They're at this show, him and a couple other guys. So this guy's managing him. So Mike comes out, and he's walking down the aisle, and he stops, he'll tell you the story. These people are sitting in wheelchairs, and Mike goes, stand up. Look at me when I walk through here.
Hell no.
And dude, Jared, if you're watching, tell me I'm not lying. Dude, he did.
Why have I not heard this story yet?
And something I hope Mike elaborates on is something you guys got to get him with when he comes back Friday, the leg injury. That's something, man, that really impacted him. And
Sorry I wasn't around during that time.
yeah, Roger was doing.
I was on a hiatus.
We got a request for a Creepy versus Roger match.
See, I think. Well, again,
Well, I'm just saying, if the bell rings, it ain't gonna be what Creepy wants. It's gonna be how I want. Roger's gonna dictate that match.
and guarantee he'll do security at the same time.
Jared said he will tell that full story on Friday.
Yeah, I want him to because that, and it's sad because when I got the phone call, no, he's talking about, yeah, he did. He said, "Stand up and tall and look at me." And I wasn't there, but the guys that was with him, and Jared did not.
He's a great heel too.
Oh, dude, and I'm telling you, if he would go to heel, oh, you'd love him. Oh yeah, dude, he'd look at my mom every show, and he'd go, "Ain't no reason you're here is to see this."
I've been a witness to that
Hey,
on
dude.
several shows.
Dude, go to DCCW on YouTube. Just type it in. The first video, it's my match. Look to the side. Dwayne Molinex is standing at the entrance going. When Mike's music
I
comes
saw
on.
that. I saw that on there.
What was you saying, Dwayne? I'm just kind of curious, man. That was funny shit. What do you think, Rod? Did you see it? I looked over and he's like talking to somebody. He goes, "Yeah, look." Yeah. And I'm like, "Why is he standing at the entrance doing that?" But it was funny, dude. But yeah, big shout out. Thanks.
Hey, he made that good entrance. He can do whatever he wants over everybody.
Yeah, Dwayne made the entrance. He can dry hump everybody that comes through that curtain.
Next time we'll put a sign there saying "Open when ready." But yeah, if it wasn't for speaking of Dwayne, the family, the people that really help us out, all our concessions, all the Steve and Destin, Dawn and Amber, I can't send them more. I mean, Steve's been here since day one with us. Since day one, Destin came in the second show. Wives came in then.
When did DCCW start?
18. When did you come in?
18. I came in 19.
Is that like?
Because I ran that show.
Oh,
Hey,
wait a minute.
and
Late 18, I believe.
Would that be like the
I-
DCCW now?
I ran
Started in
December.
18.
That Seasons Beatings was the first thing I ever ran. I believe it was Jared. Help us out here. I believe it was December. It was December 28th. It was between Christmas and the first of the year. I want to say the end of 18. Yeah, because it's been 3 years for me. Jared, ask him. He'll say it's 15 years. That's all he says. That was 3 years ago. I've been 15 years in the business. 18, bud.
So
Four score.
2018 is that when like this DCCW started?
Yeah, I only had one show without anybody. I mean, it was kind of like just a little promotion deal.
Well, I meant like
But that following year,
before like the split.
Jared said February 2019.
yep, 2019.
I knew it was cold weather because I remember Jared
Dustin
standing there in
said
all
in
fatigues,
February.
and I'm like, "That's ladies'
Yes,
man."
because Jason came to my first match.
Yeah.
And the second one,
Valentine's Vengeance.
Yep.
That's when we had Cash and Dice's daughter on her. That was the best flyer I think we ever had.
Is that like then? Is that when it was just you guys, or was the other crew still with you?
No, that Destin was with us. The first show, Destin wasn't with us.
Oh,
we had
No, the crew, WCWO, and
no.
No, like was that before the split or after the split?
Oh, that's way before the split. We
That-
split.
That show there is before the split.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then
When was the split?
following year, wasn't it? Oh, I was gone. I
No,
don't know.
they've been running almost a year together, or 9 months, something like that.
So about a year or so.
About a year or so
Okay.
ago.
I went for sure. I knew.
Yeah.
I went for sure. Like when everything.
Because it was Valentine's Vengeance, and then we started running.
So that would have been in like 2020 when they split, and then
Yeah. And that went to, and that's what kills me because still was beginning of 2020.
The split was beginning in 2020 is what Jared said.
okay.
Yeah, because it's like right before COVID, I want to say. But they actually didn't get started.
Oh, so he said sorry, 2021. So yeah, so it's been about a year.
Well, Jared, if you remember right, man, it was your birthday. Remember?
It's my birthday.
But anyway, where did I know that?
That's a
Because-
great birthday present, isn't it?
Well, no, it wasn't his birthday. We were at a party at my brother's house with Jared. Then it was like a week later. It was like, boom. I mean, things happen. That's I'm not But Big Daddy B, I'm coming to get you.
Sorry, Cash. If Cash ever sees this, I don't have my Jim Jones Kool-Aid with
August
me.
16th, 2020.
Yep. So what we're looking for, everybody that's watching, we've got 10 people watching. I don't know, but we can plug it. You guys plug it too. Once we reach them 200 likes, which I think we'll probably go like maybe 150, but 200 is what I'm reaching for. We did it before. Comments I'm not worried about, but 10 shares we already hit. So
on what page?
You see the latest comment?
I knew you were watching. Big Daddy B.
Creeping from the dark corner of the room. It's something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Better go outside and
Am
practice.
I going to have to
falling
teach you some texting lingo?
down. No, I'm just
You know-
ribbing. I'm just joking, guys. Don't take it personal.
OMG.
About your post, though.
You got me on the
That post you're trying to get the likes on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Once we get in.
what page is that on?
What's the name? Is it under the Delaware County Championship?
Delaware County Championship Wrestling. It's the
On,
one
on
yeah,
Facebook. Yeah, so people that maybe haven't been on there, they'll know where to go look.
Yep.
Yeah, Delaware County Championship Wrestling.
go like.
What's before we get out of here?
Yeah.
What's the goal? Like, what's DCCW's like long term plan goal?
Put
Where do you-
butts in seats,
Where
man.
do you want to get this at? Like, what's your?
I want to
end
fire.
game?
I want to fire Vince. No,
That's been
Dude, I
said
just-
and tried
dude.
and done.
Where I'm at my level, I'm 44 years old, man. I'm just wanting to enjoy the rest of
And
my
don't look a
life.
day over 63.
Shut up, stupid. But anyway, big as we call each other, Little John. But no, my goal is to continue what we're doing. Maybe in the near future, late future, getting Muncie as one. That's all I'm going to say about that. And getting everybody on the same page, and just putting smiles on people's faces. I mean, where would I go from here? Is Vince gonna call me? Hey, we need you to promote. Come on, dude. You know what I mean? This is it. I believe this is far. As far as my show, I can pack a house. I can have 10 people there. As long as they're smiling, I don't care. That's all in helping the community, man.
And what do we have to look forward to from DCCW? From
We're all
Jerry
gonna
and
wear
Roger?
Speedos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Full speedo match.
Baby oil. I'm a shine guy, you know.
Astro
Green
Glide.
Jello.
No, what? Well, we did. We're going to let everybody know. We're going to announce something tonight. I did. I had a security here. We are revamping our security and our staff. So me and Roger sat down with the headboard.
The headboard
The headboard.
of the bed.
Oh man.
Does the footboard have a say?
Y'all really are a tight knit community over there, aren't you?
That's a full size
my
bed.
Barry
We're a
White
little
boys.
closer than you think.
Jared said a Japanese blow up doll match.
Yeah, that's it.
I'll sell for the doll too.
No,
over here.
I do have a question though, real quick, because somebody asked this question the other day. Do you guys have a training center?
As of right now, we don't. We had one. And to clear the air, we were in cahoots talking with Mad Jacks, which that was our home. And there was a interruption, as I would call it, but board's changed now. So we're in cahoots. Thank you, Aaron Clark. But but we think we found us another home to where originally Muncie started wrestling at. So that's the reason. Another reason I can't plug our show yet. But don't worry, it's not November. So for all listeners, it's nothing to do with you. But anyway, but as far as that, can't resist, can I?
You can't. That dog's dead. You got a stick in your hand. What are you gonna do? You know.
But so as far as it goes with us here, Gonzo Sports Room, Wrestling Room, you guys are always welcome home with us. We love having you. I'll come on here anytime. You guys, we want you at our shows. We want you part of us. You just announce when you're thinking you're ready to be family, call each other brothers. We're good.
True story. Every time I show up to wherever we're doing our shows, I always look around and look for certain people because you go up and say hi, how you doing? But there's always a certain amount of people that I want to see there all the time. You two are part of that.
Yes.
I want to see you guys there. Terry, here and there. I know.
And little Stevie's ass.
Yeah.
Little
You
Stevie
appreciate that.
Gonzalez's ass. I want to see him there.
Yeah,
No, we appreciate it. Like I said, we appreciate the opportunity of doing the shows.
It's not just
It's fun. We have a good time.
Oh yeah, it's not just you two; it's your family. Tony,
Yeah.
your wife Amanda. You know what I'm saying? You're Austin. Oh, we miss Austin.
and any single sisters you might possibly have. Just saying.
Sorry, I don't have no single sisters.
No, Tony, that's your fault.
I'll ruin a marriage. I'm not.
We don't own rights to that. But yeah,
My sister lives in Chicago. That'd be a long trip.
Roger likes to drive.
I like to drive.
Look, the boogeyman.
Speaking of long drives, and
I got one in Texas if you want a real long drive.
Yeah, Texas.
Good Lord.
But
we'll come do every show that you guys want us at. We'll be there.
Well,
Yes.
you're going to be at the next two events with us because the next two we have, which they will be back to back. Can't really elaborate, but on that note, speaking for me,
November 35th.
yeah, the second Tuesday of the third month. But I will be there.
13
Tony
o'clock.
Gonzalez.
Oh yeah,
And don't forget, next year we will, which already plugged for Bearcat Rumble 2 with AJ. We already got it set in stone. And J County Invasion 3. So we're just working out the dates of the months. We'll be good. Then we will be releasing our dates probably Saturday for 2022.
So keep an eye out on Delaware County Championship Wrestling Facebook page and all their social media links. Keep an eye out for big news from their next shows and see what exciting action that they're gonna put on here in the near future.
my dad said to put Stevie in a wig.
Stevie's going to take chops.
Stevie against Rachel in a wig and
Dude, I would die to see him in a ring.
I got wigs at the house. You mean bring all wrestling?
Why do you got wigs? Just asking. Oh, the mullet.
Because I'm bald and I cosplay.
But yeah, I know.
I'm a nerd.
It's like Bob and Tom.
I know you've watched some of our commentary. Have you noticed Stevie's facial expressions?
Yes.
It's like he's seeing. It's like I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's so funny just to watch him.
We gotta get him on here, dude, with me and Roger.
Because he was never.
the dude's
He would watch wrestling a little bit when he was younger, but he was never like a diehard wrestling fan. But now, he's into it.
Yes.
He loves the highlight reel.
we get over here and like we're just in here like brainstorming and just
So we
messing
say,
around.
"Turn on
And
that
like,
highlight
yeah,
reel
like-
match."
let's watch some matches on there and
We've watched our show back probably, Harvest Havoc show back probably 10 times.
Yes, and something else I want to kind of plug real quick before we got to go. I know me and Chris have been talking. Eric, I don't know if he's in it yet, and Roger, but me and Chris is talking about doing a little bit of amateur high school commentary. Maybe a couple shows talk about high school wrestling.
I would love to do that.
We're talking about it, you guys. But please like our Facebook page, Indiana.
Delaware County Championship Wrestling.
Indiana is what I meant to say.
Right.
Our Coon Dog Corner. We will be announcing everything coming up here in the next couple days. We're just trying to get everything squared away. But again, from me, Terry Kuhns, owner. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Chris.
Yes, thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
You guys
thank
are
you for
welcome back.
coming.
You're welcome back
And
anytime.
maybe next time I'll get a few more words in. Then
Sorry, Rod.
it's okay. Nobody ever wants to hear what I have to say.
Sorry, Roger.
we have to make our own our own segment here, like
Yeah,
the
if you guys
security segment with Roger. Like,
I know my shirt might say silent but violent, but maybe sometimes there's some things on my mind. I'm jamming there.
he's setting the mood for.
Yeah, it sounds like something just went.
I'm getting ready to go through my spilled into the show.
Okay, you go through your
Yep.
spill.
Do you do this
You got me
Jerry's
feeling about
final
it.
say?
But first, you have anything, Eric?
I just say thank you guys for watching. Thank Terry and Roger for coming on, and don't forget Friday we're gonna have the Ladies Man Mike King and Hollywood House on. So tune in for that, and go follow Delaware County Championship Wrestling. Go like all their stuff. Go rewatch all the old matches on YouTube. Like they pack a house. They know how to put on a show. Let's get out and support them for the next show, and about it.
You guys have anything before we get out of
Thank
here?
you, Chris. Eric.
Share and love professional wrestling.
All right, before we get out of here, don't forget we're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern with Easy Money and Sports Betting Show. We're also live at 1 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, Friday with Gonzo Sports Room. Both those shows are available, both them shows are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also find GSR Gonzo Sports Room and Easy Money and Sports Betting Show in podcast form, Apple Podcasts, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. Anywhere you listen to podcasts at, you can find us.
It's all right.
Also, follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. That's where we post all the information about our shows, upcoming interviews,
Target
our
has
daily
everything
picks for
you
Easy
need
Money
for
and Sports
affordable
Betting Show.
family fun in
We're giving
every
out winners
Target
for
run,
free. Come
like
join us.
delicious meal ideas and classic card games to turn family game
classic
night
card
into a
games
crock
to
pot
enjoy
jackpot.
You didn't pay for that ad. You didn't get a free ad.
We hold still.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
They might have paid for an ad, but they didn't pay me for an ad.
If y'all want to pay for an ad, hey, get
check-
at us.
We're still live.
Check
Yeah.
check out our
Shit.
check out our merch store, streamlabs.com/Gonzalez Sports/merch. You can see some of the shirts behind us. The G.W.R. shirt behind us. That way.
Right here.
We do have some of them on hand if you'd like to purchase
Don't
one of
forget
them.
Roger's OnlyFans page.
Get with
Yes.
with myself, Steve, or Eric.
Single male.
Forever. We mean now.
I appreciate everybody
It's
watching.
little in all
Thank you.
capital letters.
We appreciate everybody watching. Please,
little
please hit that
Raj.
subscribe and like buttons, follow buttons, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. with Easy Money and Sports Betting Show, and then we'll see you guys at the next DCCW event. Peace,
Love you.
Peace.
and we're out.
With our low prices and great deals, you'll find inspiration down every aisle at Target.
Someone you can rely, who's always on your side. That's why there's Nationwide. That's why there's Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.